So this month has all been about being able to set yourself up well in order to have a really successful 2020. About being realistic in the goals that you set yourself, your New Year's resolutions that you set yourself, in order to make sure you're in the best place to achieve what you want to achieve. That you don't set them so high that in fact the first time you don't achieve it, you fail and you start to play out a negative dialogue for yourself. Through the course of this month, we've focused on a number of different areas that can help you be in that position, be in that place to ensure that you do fulfil the things that you want to fulfil throughout 2020. And I just want to reflect on some of those things with you now. So in a previous video, Jules talked about the power of prioritising and lists and how to make the most effective use and how you organise yourself in order to achieve all the things that you wish to during the course of that day or that week. And there's a podcast that's going to be released soon to support that, so do listen out for that and keep your eyes open on Facebook and in our newsletter for the link to that podcast, because I think you'll find it all very beneficial. We also talked about vision boards, and I've brought mine in today. Here's mine. Very pretty, and the power of a vision board. So for me with this, one, I really enjoyed doing it. I had to redo it because the cat sat on it and left muddy prints, and actually that was quite useful because it gave me the opportunity to reflect on it once more. But I find this really powerful in essence, that I will sit and I will do my affirmations whilst looking at the vision board and really making it real. Because what we do know is that our unconscious mind is very sensory based. So the more sensory based information we can give it, the more it's going to be driven to achieve what we want to achieve. So I've got my vision board. We also have a couple of books that we can recommend. So Jules again has often talked about the power of the miracle morning. And this is the 6 habits that will transform your life before 8 a.m. So hang on, here's the thing. You don't have to do it before 8 a.m. You might choose to only do a couple of the things in the morning and do the rest through the course of the day. But it's a very powerful book. And again, it's about setting yourself up so that you have the most effective day ahead of you. And it's about spending time for you, really investing time and effort and energy in yourself. Because the only person who's ever going to be responsible for that is you. And if you're anything like me, you have a very busy world. So by virtue of that, it's important that you're in the best place in order to gain the best outcomes and be the most effective you can be during that busy day, busy world. Another book which is really good by Ginny Dilter is called Your Best Year Yet. And again, worth buying, worth having a read. It asks you to do a number of quite interesting exercises, and those are all moments of truth and honesty in this book for you. So again, it's another good opportunity of a book to read. And another one that springs to mind for me is one called The Artist's Way, that a number of people I've worked with through the course of the years, in Edge, have read The Artist's Way and have achieved some quite phenomenal successes. Not least of all, Dr. Ron Lawson, who's on our website. Some of you would potentially have come into contact with him, but it's worth tracking his story to see what's been achieved. But all of these things are resources, aren't they? They're all resources that we can have in order to help us do what we want to do. But the key to it, though, has to be the dialogue you have with yourself. It has to be the desire that you have in order to achieve that outcome. And there's no truer phrase than what we focus on becomes our reality. And I've watched and read over the last few weeks a few people's Facebook and Instagram posts about things that have happened that potentially they didn't wish to have happened, and vice versa. And it really brings it home to me that the power of what we think about is actually the most important part here. So whatever you think about does become your reality. So just think about the clarity of your thoughts and whether they actually serve you. Then think about the tools, some of the ones I've shown you already, the vision boards, some books that you can read, listen to the podcast about how to make effective lists and prioritise your work. And then choose the things that sit together most successfully for you. And then let's reflect when we get to the end of February. Let's check in again to see where you're at and see how your next month in 2020 has proven to be. Remember, actually, it's all about you and how you choose to drive it.